What is going on, y'all? So in today's video, it's kind of like a sequel to the Meteor Falls Tournament, where, I mean, you can imagine that I was a little upset with the way that I played, and I'm sure you can also tell as if you saw my last two matches in the tournament. But, you know, basically just like after I lost my second and third rounds in the tournament to some, I mean, bad plays on my part, but also good plays on my opponent's part, so I can't really count them out. I just wanted to show that this team that I was using actually does have some pretty good potential. So in today's video, we're really just going to be seeing me using the Kanto team more and demonstrating that it actually does work pretty well. So let's talk about some leads that you can do on this team. If you saw my Meteor Falls matches with this team, you probably got to see, you know, the types of leads that I generally go for. I think pretty much anything on this team when paired next to Kangaskhan or Clefairy can work in different instances where you might find them useful. Like, you know, Clefairy plus Marowak. Clefairy plus Lapras, but you can also do things like Kangaskhan plus Lapras, like Kangaskhan Zapdos, Clefairy Zapdos, like, not counting out Venusaur, but like, I guess I've been finding it hard to get a good use out of Venusaur sometimes, so maybe I should think about that. But it also, like, it's more of like a hyper-focusing thing. It's not that Venusaur is not useful, like, I bring it in the back more, but like, I gotta remember too that like, Dynamax Venusaur is actually pretty good, so, you know, you can Dynamax Venusaur. We put Sludge Bomb back on Venusaur instead of Earth Power. You can start Zapdos Venusaur and Dynamax one of them to benefit the other. If you protect Venusaur turn 1, you can get the max Flare Up, which you can also do with Marowak, and get ready to Sleep Powder somebody. It is 252 plus speed on Venusaur, so it is the quickest that Venusaur can be. Then we have, you know, Lapras. It can be paired pretty well, actually, with, like, Zapdos or Marowak, if not paired with Kangaskhan or Clefairy. And what Marowak really does is kind of just trick someone into thinking that I have Lightning Rod. So if you send out, like, Lapras and Marowak next to each other in front of an Regieleki, for example, someone's probably going to use, like, Electro Web or something. And in that case, you know, they're going to set off Lapras's weakness policy boost without even doing that much damage. And Marowak can probably just one-shot a Regieleki because it's a very powerful Pokemon. So, you know, like, there's definitely quite some different things that you can do with this team. And the Clefairy support actually comes in clutch very well. Helping Hand could maybe be replaced by something random, but like Helping Hand definitely comes in clutch sometimes. So with that being said, let's watch these matches. QOTD is, what is your favorite Pokemon region? Sorry, I guess it's gonna play an intro twice. What's your favorite Pokemon region? I actually really think that what they were starting to go towards in like black and white version and like X and Y version was actually pretty cool. It's, you know, I just thought the regions in those generations were getting pretty like fun to explore and like just cool looking, I guess. But, you know, I actually liked Ultra Sun and Sun and Moon pretty well too. But I just think, yeah, there was something about those two generations that were pretty cool. And of course, I like, you know, generations 1 through 3 just because of nostalgia. But like the maps of Black version and like X version was pretty cool. So my first opponent here has Cinderace, Galar Moltres, Urshifu, Feeny, Incin, and Kartana. Looks like I am actually going to lead the Zapdos Venusaur, so this will be cool. this will be cool to watch. I don't know what made me think that was a good idea, because they do have Feeny, but who wants to send out Feeny with a Zapdos on the field? And a Venusaur. Let's see. You know, let's see. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I could use Heat Wave here, but it's not really going to do that much damage. And if he doesn't use Max Airstream right now, I will be faster than everything on his side of the field, so it doesn't really matter. We target down the Cinderace, and we just give it a Protect. We do have Earth Power on this Venusaur, which is something to note, I guess. They Dynamax their Cinderace. Dynamax Zapdos. Okay. Venusaur protects. Ooh, okay. Okay, I mean, it does some damage. Okay. Max Airstream. My Max Airstream did more to Cinderace than his Fireball and Fiery Wrath did to Zapdos. Or about the same. I guess I'll say about the same. Plus my Life Orb damage. But we are in the range for an Earth Power now, which actually Sludge Bomb would be able to do this too, so it doesn't really matter. Sludge Bomb does like 25% of Dynamax Cinderace's health. So, we're in control. Okay. This was last season that I played these matches, so this Urshifu is Urshifu Dark. It's not. Interesting. This is Urshifu Water. Cool. Hey man, you gotta go for it. Sash Boy. So, I mean, it's, yeah, you just, yeah. Got me. And I mean, the Flare Blitz is gonna do some, like, it's not gonna knock me out. Big Giga Drain. And even if this Flare Blitz does knock me out, because it is a pretty powerful move. Yeah, it's powerful. It is powerful. It's a 180 power move. But we got the Kang and the Class. Clefairy could probably 1v1 the boy. Well, maybe not from this amount of health. Maybe. What you gonna do to the Kang? That fake out did so much. Yeah. We lower his special attack. Big last resort. Nice. I mean, Venusaur and Zapdos like swept his team pretty much. Or more so just Zapdos. But Venusaur helped. Venusaur helped. So looks like we've got Regidrago, Stakataka, Whimsicott, Gastrodon, another Urshifu, and a Togekiss. Got some last minute picks here. Looks like we chose Lapras, Kangaskhan, Clefairy, and Venusaur. I'm expecting Regidrago, honestly, like... what a stupid picture. So... I mean, we're gonna set the veil up, right? Like, so no matter what, this is kinda okay. I'm probably trying to think about if I'm faking out the right person would be my guess. What? Okay. Hopefully I faked out Regidrago and Max. You know? What? Yeah. What am I doing? I mean, so I'm guessing that's one of those instances where I was like, what if Regidrago protects? Like, there's the darker Urshifu. So we switch in Clef for Kang and hit the Regidrago. Even though we're probably about to get hit with a close combat. Wicked Blow. Okay, well it's not gonna do enough. Well, let's see. Exactly, yeah. Could have done that last turn, buddy. But you didn't. So, what do I just... Moonblast and Protect? We could. We very well could. Max Gardus. All because we avoided the Reggie Draco too long. Stacky tacky. It's tacky and it's stacky. I can imagine them using Max Steel Spike this turn, but we are going to be faster. Yay! Clefairy one-shots Urshifu. Oh no, it's a sad tale for Urshifu. Clefairy, non-Dynamax, one-shots Urshifu, and Stack Attacker can't even one-shot Clef with a max. How unfortunate. So we're gonna follow me. Oh, we're just gonna Helping Hand and Hydro Pump. That's a good play. Unless I miss, which I'm not gonna say is impossible. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. So, yeah, let's bring out Venusaur. Earth Power, Giga Drain, they would work, they'd both work at this point. Earth Power is definitely nice to have in this instance though, like, you can see why I was running Earth Power Venusaur. Like, not only does it raise Venusaur's special defense, but it does things like this. It allows Dynamax Venusaur to, like, one-shot Colossal and things like that. But for Colossal, we can always just do Follow Me plus G-Max Hydro Pump. Alright, Donnie. With Corviknight, Dragonite, Quagsire, Gengar, Excadrill, and Rhyperior. This will be interesting. I could maybe start like Lapras, Kangaskhan, Lapras Zapdos even, like. But if they have Rhyperior. Kangaskhan Lapras, right. So that will work pretty well versus the Gengascar. We'll fake out the boy. Ooh, we have Marowak and Clefairy in the back. That's really interesting. No, you just don't. Your boy gets risky. Like, That's interesting. They have Rhyperior. That does a lot. Corviknight has Tailwind. They got the berry. Why would they do that? They got the berry. And, I mean, Max Lightning is a kind of anti-synergy with Venusaur, so you gotta be aware of that, but, like, let's see the switching, let's see the Rhyperior, because clearly my brain's not thinking about it. Okay. They must have Solid Rock Rhyperior. Ooh. And they don't reach back up to their sash. I don't know, what do people think that Kangaskhan's gonna do that they feel like they need to taunt Kangaskhan? Because that's what it's gonna do. No. Disabled Last Resort. So, Quagsire does not get Water Absorb. I haven't used Max Resonance yet, have I? So I'm probably gonna want to actually use it right now. I would like to use Max Geyser. Go for it. I'm guessing they have Solid Rock Rhyperior though. What the f— They had a ground switch in? They had 2 ground switch ins. They just let me take their Corviknight. They said, you want my Corviknight? That's fine. I won't do anything to stop you, bud. And I was like, well, you probably should have. Oh, no. Oh, I should have used Follow Me. Didn't I? Or does Quagsire have, like, Unaware? So that would have almost KO'd. Alright, let's look it up. What is Quagsire? Q is for Quagsire. QRST. There's only 2 Pokemon with Q. I don't think Unaware does ignore redirection. I might have gone for Freeze Dry right now, but Hydro Pump would be nice. This is getting raw. So I fake out the Quagsire, freeze dry the Quagsire. This Rhyperior can be a real problem though. Freeze dry will get rid of Quagsire. It's 4 times effective. Never mind. Never mind. But they use Max Knuckle. That's not good. Well, it's not good for them, that is, because it's not going to get them anywhere. What did Quagsire do? Did I just... No, we flinched it. So now we last resort Quagsire and we Hydro. Yeah, well, could have seen that coming. But we hit the Hydro. So that's Rhyperior. But think about it this way. I mean, if they still had Corviknight in the back because they actually did make a smart play and switch it out, I have Marowak. And Marowak just uses Flare Blitz like once or twice, depending on how many Iron defenses they get off. And then I win. And they cancel. So I hope that was a kind of nice demonstration of the team. I do think that this team does have a lot of potential. And I, just wasn't playing absolutely perfect with it in the Meteor Falls Tournament, so I didn't, win or anything like that. But I did think it would be fun to show off this team for the tournament, because I'm Kanto Clark on YouTube. So, Kanto, because I really like, I guess my memories of playing Gen 1 and stuff, so Kanto team was fun. And I hope that you guys enjoyed watching me use it. And if you want to give the team a try, I suggest it. Yeah, Escavalier wouldn't have worked. I was sitting here like, did I have an answer to Escavalier? Yeah, I brought Marowak, so I would have just straight trounced the boy. Nice. Okay, so here's the team paste again, if you want to rent it. Thanks for watching, and I hope y'all have a good day.